Hello and welcome to this week's coffee vlog. It's now Friday the 2nd of June and I'm heading home at 5:30. Not so bad for me, I don't suppose, although I was here at stupid o'clock this morning. Not because I had to be here, but because well, to be honest, I woke up early, couldn't get back to sleep. I've got now better to do at home because school holidays, so I haven't got to worry about doing any sorting for school. So I thought, right, let's go and get some work done, get a head start on the day. So that's what I did. But I am feeling slightly tired now. But there you are. So this week has been well, it's been another sort of up and down one for me, to be honest, but I suppose that's the way life goes, one way or the other, isn't it, really? Been obviously bank holiday weekend. We had a pretty rubbish weekend after all that lovely hot weather, and I thought, great, get to the weekend, we'll have a lovely break. You know, 3 days off because it's bank holiday. It's going to be lovely sunny weather. Have a great time. And it just rained instead. It's rubbish. What's all that about? So you work in the hot weather all week, looking forward to the weekend, and then it rains on you. Marvellous, isn't it? So, yeah, I wasn't right impressed with that, to be perfectly honest. But, you know, it didn't have too bad. Saturday morning it was all right. It rained a bit, and the sun came out. It was lovely and hot. We went out in the garden. I got the basketball hoop going on the trampoline. I was playing with the youngest, just shooting some hoops on it while bouncing, and generally just having a bit of a laugh and bounce about. And it's not a good idea when you've got a ton of balls on a trampoline to try and bounce high up on the trampoline, because of course the balls tend to congregate in the centre of the thing where you're about to land, and the chance of getting a twisted ankle or whatever else is greatly increased, especially for an old man like me with brittle bones it is. So that wasn't the bestest of plans, but it was a bit of a laugh. And then come about 12:30, and we only had an hour and a half or so of decent weather. It says to me on my watch thing, it comes up, oh, wet weather warning, it's going to be raining soon. I'm thinking, yeah, it's not, it's heavy rain and whatever else. I said, no, it looks alright. And it started spitting a bit. I was like, quick, diving out the garden, get all the balls in, whatever else. And sure enough, all of a sudden it went from spitting to absolutely siling down. We had pouring rain. And yeah, it was terrible. Really miserable, wet, pouring wet. So that completely blew out the Saturday, and Sunday wasn't so great, and really Monday not so great either. So on the whole, not exactly the fantastic bank holiday I'd hoped for. But you know, it was alright. We had fun inside and whatever else, but it was just rainy and wet outside, and that was not what I was looking forward to at all. So but there you are, that's life. Back to work on Tuesday. Busy at work. Did pick up a lot of orders, of course with the extra day, and everyone seemed to go on a big let's order stuff mission, which is just typical. So yep, Tuesday was really busy. Wednesday I had some local deliveries to do, but it was nice Wednesday. See, the sun came back again. That was even more aggravating. You know, you 3 days off, it was all wet and miserable, back at work, and then the day after you've been back at work, comes out brilliant sunshine, lovely. So we managed to get a barbecuing on Wednesday night anyway, which is nice. I know Bob couldn't do his barbecue because he'd not got the gas bottle for it. We just used charcoal and tons of the proper lighter fuel. Not one of these nut bags that try and pour petrol all over the barbecue. and eat food that stinks of petrol or blow themselves up completely, one or the other. But we've got some of the lighter gel seems to be a thing nowadays, and it is pretty good because it kind of sticks round stuff, which is kind of what you want when you want to set fire to it. So yeah, that went okay. Because we haven't got any of fancy, we just got a basic barbecue. You dump a bit of charcoal in. Well, it's decent enough, but it's not fancy pants it in. So yeah, that was good on Wednesday night, and then last couple of days I've really been catching up on a lot of paperwork as well, quietened it down a bit, although I do have a fair few parcels to drop in today, but it's it has quietened down, but it just let me get paperwork sorted, you know. Always a headache. So apologies for the bit of a mishmash vlog last week. One way or another, I kind of made a right pig's ear of it as usual, and you ended up with a bizarre view of me in the kitchen, which didn't, I think, really work so well, because there's not really enough light in it. So yeah, that was a bit of an unfortunate event. Down here. So yes, we are dropping Hermes parcels off yet again, nearly every day now. So I shall stop automatically. Right, I shall catch you in a bit. See ya. And I'm back from dropping all my parcels off. It's getting a bit busy in the garage, it's fair to say. And yeah, so it's been quite a week really for me, one way or the other. And the thing is, I've got a busy weekend as well. Bit of a nifty move then, because there's a very large articulated lorry coming, and he was going a bit swifter than I thought he was. I saw this guy go and I looked and thought, oh, he's a fair away. And then when I was setting off, I thought, actually, he's going some, that great truck. That wouldn't be a good end to the week. Yeah, no, I'm busy tomorrow as well. I got delivery in the morning. Regular customer rang up at 4:45. About to go home, but I've just realised I've only got 3 bags of coffee left and a really busy weekend coming up. So I was like, no problem, we'll drop it in the morning for you. So back to drop those off, and then in the afternoon I'm going to Appley Bridge, so near to Leeds Bradford Airport really, with a 1 kilo coffee roaster, so quite a big one. Gentleman is going to start up roasting, and he's starting at home in his garden shed, as you do, but he's still working full time, so he couldn't have a week delivery, so he specifically paid a bit extra to have it delivered on a Saturday. But normally we have them delivered direct from Turkey, but this one's come to me today, and then I've uncrated it and then popped it in our van, and tomorrow I'll be driving over to Appley Bridge and dropping it off for him. So I'll let him get on with playing about with it. So that's quite a busy day for me tomorrow as well. Make up for having a day off on Monday, won't it? Working a Saturday instead. Hey, all good stuff. You'll be pleased to know, because I'm sure you've all been really excited about it, the Xbox has returned from its holiday.
Risk zone. Speed limit 30 miles per hour.
Right, yep, we'll do that. Train of thought now. Yeah, the Xbox has returned from its little jolly jaunt a week and a half after it left to go to Germany, would you believe? Because that's where Microsoft obviously are going to have the service centre for Xboxes. I was quite surprised because what came back was the same one I sent out. And I thought that they did sort of, they received it and then they sent out a refurbished equivalent model. But they have actually sent my one back again. I know this because I put an iCarbon's leather finished skin on it, and I don't imagine they swapped it over onto a different one, so it must be the same one again. So yeah, that was that was good that it came back in a reasonable amount of time. Interestingly, with a new power brick, even though I didn't send a power brick with it, couldn't quite fathom that idea out, but it said to use that power brick, so I did as I was told. Just in case it would break down or something if I used the original one. Motorbike coming up behind. I'm going to zing past here now. Whoops. Slow down a bit. Yeah, that's returned and connected up, and it does work again now. Hooray! Considerably better than it was. Apparently a bit quicker as well. So don't know if they cleared all the fans out while they're at it, and now it's running a bit cooler or what. But yes, generally all seems to be good. So that's gone well. I've got Richard Nelson's notes with me for a change, so that's good.
Radar, check speed.
The Volkswagen doors are catching the camera. So what else has been happening? Even more iOS and Mac OS oops, that was a bit jerky. Just get that dispatched out of the way. Requires utmost concentration navigating things at the best of times, as if you're me anyway. So yes, even more beta updates are popping through. Of course, we've got WWDC next Monday night, Worldwide Developers Conference, where we should find out about the new iPhone, maybe, I think. Fairly sure that sort of announced it. Remember, we should get it in September, so we're in June, July, August, September. We're only about 3 or 4 months away. Oh, marvellous. Thank you for that. Lovely. That's what I wanted. And what else? So yeah, all these betas are back out again. New iPhone, and of course we'll get a sneak preview the next beta, iOS 11, and Mac OS, whatever that will be. I don't really know. So aren't we on 10 with some that as well? Are we on 10 with that? I don't know. Showing my ignorance there a bit. So yeah, we'll see what they come up with anyway. So as far as that sort of goes, it's all plowing on. It'll be interesting to see what the new iPhone's like. Kind of really ready for replacing mine now. Although it's soldiering on, it's still on about 50%. It's probably going to cut out now I said that, mind. But it doesn't do too bad on battery. Does it on odd blips when it kind of dies early, but otherwise it's not so bad. It's not so bad, isn't it? Oh, little pug, little puggy wuggy. So I thought I heard some sirens then, but maybe not. It's just me hearing things. I don't know. Follow the bus. So I've got Richard Nelson's words to read out once I get parked up. And we'll go through that. He evidently enjoyed his trip to America, which has been a bit of fun. And he has been busy with many other things as well. Oh, I don't know. At least he's slowed down for this one. Some of them just come tearing up there like balloons, and you can't really tell until you get right to the point and overhang your nose a bit what's going on there. So you know, you really do need to stop at that one, because you might be tempted to just sort of swing round, but then someone's flying up and they'll literally just take you out. Do a quick manoeuvre to get past him before the car. work well. It is raining again, so no barbecue for tea tonight, unfortunately. So I'm not sure. I think we'll be having barbecue meaty bits done in the oven, the more old-fashioned way. Which, to be fair, probably uses less electric than the amount that you spend on charcoal for a barbecue anyway. That's the way it strikes me. And you spend ages smoking yourself out at the same time. And around the corner, not far from home. So, yeah, Richard seems to have had a whale of a time in America, which is good news for him. And he's got a nice long list of things for me to read out when I eventually get to stop and stare at my watch. Was that driver drinking out of a mug of tea while driving along? I could almost understand it on a morning, you know, you have your cup of coffee with you, but surely at nearly 6 PM at night you don't need to be driving around drinking a cup of tea or coffee. And it did actually look like a china cup. It wasn't even like, you know, one of these carry away cups or whatever. How bizarre. The things you see. Hey, the things you see. I gotta admit, I didn't have the dash cam. Oh crikey, what's going on here? I didn't have the dash cam on. What the devil's going on now? What's he up, sir? Oh, they're just blocking the road like loons. What's the madman? Everyone's mad around here. Yeah, I didn't have the dash cam on. It's just one of those things, Nick. Didn't have the dash cam on. Something interesting. I mean, it's not interesting. It's a bit bizarre. It's in Huddersfield, near to the park, which we deliver to. Funny, sometimes I wasn't delivering there. I've been to Laser Zone and coffee shop in the centre of Huddersfield, but I've gone up by that park and it was terrible traffic, and what it was, a bus, and I don't know how it could have happened, a bus going uphill, now that is uphill, he had crashed across the road and into some shops. I mean, gone through a wall and into some shops, so yes, you're gonna have to wait because I need to concentrate on this. Eager beaver. So the two boys are looking at me again thinking, why is he talking to himself? It's a complete loon. Getting close. So yes, this bus had just crashed completely into the wall. Random. And it, like I say, it was going uphill, had crossed over the road and ended up crashing through a wall and beyond that into to the back of beyond. So yeah, weirdness. So Richard and Ellis's things, I don't know where those two are off to, little monkeys. Let's have a look. Richard and Ellis's things. Now this, where are you? Let's find Mr. Nellis. There he is. So, the amazing words of Richard Nellis. He went to the Harvester with his mum on Tuesday evening because it was a change from his usual haunt for the karaoke. Rivals, especially Jeremy Corbyn, attacking over Theresa May's absence on Wednesday. The deaths of Blue Peter presenter John Noakes and the Czech it's easy for me to say, isn't it? Philharmonic conductor called Jiří Belovac. Richard's going to the Brighouse 1940s weekend on Saturday. I'll be going on Sunday because my dad lives in Brighouse. I'm going to see my dad on Sunday afternoon. So I'll probably take the boys and we'll walk down and have a look around the 40s weekend. It's always pretty good in Brighouse. They do a 90s 40s weekend. All the shops take part. They all get the 90s 40s stuff. clothes and all the old army uniforms and whatever else, and the close off of the whole centre of the town, and there's stalls and food and games and bouncy castles and things, all sorts. So it's really good. Then Richard Nellis says the new Baywatch film with Dwayne Johnson aka The Rock in it. Right, yeah, that's going to be good. Then he's been visiting David Creswell's graveyard, as I have wished him that I had a good holiday in New York at Whitechapel Road in Cleckheaton on Thursday afternoon. 50th anniversary of Sgt. Pepper for the Beatles, and also he might be watching Brassed Off, which is a good film, Richard, this Friday evening, as he recorded it on film for nearly 2 weeks ago. So very good, Richard. Yeah, Brassed Off's a good film, you should watch that. Right, I am now off in, so have a good weekend and week next week, and I'll catch you in next week's coffee vlog. See ya!